You've been asking for this for ages, and after searching for what felt like forever, I finally gathered 3 chilling accounts of school lockdowns. It was a typical, dull calculus lesson, but the air buzzed with Friday 7th period energy. The week was almost done, then spring break was practically here, so everyone was restless. Unlike my friends in other classes facing tests, our teacher, known for his relaxed approach, decided to lighten the mood. Mid-lesson, he pulled up a game website for us to play. We were engrossed in a brand logo quiz. I even recall my friend nailing Adidas, with the dean's voice crackled over the intercom. His tone was sharp, urgent, declaring, "This is not a drill. Prepare yourselves for a tale that reveals how even the most enchanting destination can shroud the darkest horrors. Prepare yourselves for a tale that reveals how even the most enchanting destination can shroud the darkest horrors." My heart hammered. True terror seized me. Our teacher hushed us, his eyes silently urging calm, while we watched each other's pale, trembling faces. The frantic pounding shifted, now assaulting our classroom door itself. A choked no tore from one of the girls. The assault on the door intensified, accompanied by furious demands to open up. 2 girls were openly sobbing now. Prepare yourselves for a tale that reveals how even the most enchanting destination can shroud the darkest horrors. A deeply disturbed individual had breached the building, causing a disturbance at the front desk that sent the staff member there fleeing in distress. The school lacked surveillance or adequate security back then, leaving it vulnerable. Staff had swept the hallways and rooms but found no trace of him. So the dean instructed teachers to resume lessons, but to keep all doors secured and permit no one to leave, under any circumstances. The most unsettling detail, however, emerged later. A night shift custodian discovered the man asleep in a storage closet at the far end of the school. Whispers among my classmates claimed a distinctive item protruded from his pocket. The custodian must have inadvertently disturbed him, perhaps by leaving the closet door ajar, because by the time an officer arrived, the man had vanished. To this day, my class and I have no idea if he was ever apprehended. I can only hope he eventually received the assistance he clearly needed. My school operates with 2 lunch periods, the first for all 6th graders and some 7th, the second for the remaining 7th and all 8th graders. This particular lockdown struck in early October, on a gloomy, rain-swept day during the first lunch. I heard 4 sharp booming sounds. My first thought was thunder, but then the entire lunchroom erupted in screams. I initially dismissed it as typical kid drama, until campus security burst in, bellowing at everyone to get into the multi-purpose room. Students waiting in line for food had to abandon their trays and rush inside. My friends and I, swept up with a mass of other students, crowded into the room. A wave of bewildered curiosity washed over everyone. Our multi-purpose room is massive, with a back wall entirely of glass. As we were ushered in, security personnel quickly drew heavy curtains over the glass, and adults stood guard at every exit. My friend Eric, as curious as the rest of us, approached one of them. When he returned, he whispered, "You know those houses right across from our school?" I nodded. "Well," he continued, "there's a deeply troubled man who's barricaded himself in his home, making alarming statements about self-harm and harming others if he's forced out." He'd been observed acting strangely outside the school, watching students. Eric added a chilling detail. The man was also known to authorities for past offenses, making the situation even more disturbing. We remained confined in that room for a grueling hour, missing 2 entire classes. Once the situation was resolved, we were led back to our classrooms, one by one. I later discovered the man lived next door to my friend Brandy. She recounted how the previous Halloween she'd seen him at his window, making marks on his arm and writing a chilling message in a dark liquid: "Stay away or face consequences." Of course, with it being Halloween, Brandy and others had dismissed it as a gruesome decoration. But after this terrifying incident, we understood the true depth of his disturbance, and we were profoundly relieved he never managed to approach us. At 22, fresh from college, I recently landed a job as a computer intern in the basement of my old high school. The basement itself is a chaotic mess, but tucked away is a surprisingly pleasant 3-person office. It boasts 3 spacious desks, 2 mini fridges, a wall-mounted flat-screen TV, and most gloriously, perfectly chilled air conditioning, a comfort unknown to the students and faculty upstairs. This is also where all the school's servers and tech equipment reside. I secured the position because 3 of my former computer teachers, whom I considered genuine friends, championed me. It had been an ideal gig, until a few weeks ago. My 2 office mates, Dave and Gary, were upstairs, likely handling paperwork. I was enjoying my lunch sandwich when a call came through from the front office. A woman's voice, hushed and urgent, informed me the school was on lockdown. An individual, potentially dangerous, had gained entry. My options were limited. Despite the office's comforts, it lacked a proper door, just a wide opening. And the main basement door didn't even have a functional lock. For self-preservation, I plunged the office into darkness, switching off all lights and my computer screen. My phone lay on the desk, buzzing with unanswered texts to both Gary and Dave. I sat there in the oppressive darkness, playing silent games on my phone for what felt like forever, awaiting the all-clear. I was completely cut off, unable to discern any sounds from upstairs, and forbidden to make calls until the lockdown ended. Then, the heavy creaking basement door groaned open, its sound echoing ominously through the space and into my office. I stiffened, wondering if I should call out for Gary or Dave, desperate for information. But then hurried steps descended the stairs, growing louder, closer to my sanctuary. I shoved my chair aside and scrambled beneath my desk. Someone entered the office, but the lights remained off. A profound, suffocating silence filled the room. The terror gripping me was indescribable. I felt that a single misplaced breath could seal my fate. Prepare yourselves for a tale that reveals how even the most enchanting destination can shroud the darkest horrors. "It's okay," he said. "I'm just hiding down here with you." "What's happening upstairs?" I whispered, my voice barely there. He sidestepped my question, asking instead if there was an exit from the basement. "Yes," I pointed. "That way." Before he could move, I pressed him. "Who are you?" A tense silence hung between us before he began to explain, claiming he was there to pick up his son when a teacher urged him to conceal himself. "Prepare yourselves for a tale that reveals how even the most enchanting destination can shroud the darkest horrors." He seemed to sense my sudden, horrified realization. In a surge of pure panic, I bolted for the stairs leading up. A loud, sharp noise reverberated through the basement, and I heard a metallic clang in the darkness, but thankfully it missed me. I burst upstairs, where officers were stationed at every exit, including the basement. They apprehended the man the moment he emerged. Even better, our teacher, Mr. Buckley, survived the encounter. It was later revealed that he and the man had some unresolved conflict, though the specific details were never disclosed. We only knew that Mr. Buckley could not have provoked such an extreme response, and I know with absolute certainty that the memory of that terrifying sound will forever replay in my mind.